Hi guys, it's Aubrey, aka Mom. And so I got home a little late from work today and still have a couple of adult children living at home due to the COVID. So we're gonna make breakfast for supper. And if I'm gonna make pancakes or waffles, I like to make my homemade syrup. And I got this recipe on Pinterest, and I'm pretty sure it was from the website Girl and a Glue Gun. So you can head on over to her website and get the recipe, but I'll also post it here. So what I do first is I just melt 1 stick of butter. I'm just gonna make a half a recipe today since it's just a couple people. I'm gonna use 1 cup of sugar, and the recipe calls for a half a cup or a full cup actually of the full recipe, but like I said, I'll write this in the comments. But since I'm making just a half, I've got 1 cup of sugar, and then I've got a couple of tablespoons of buttermilk blend. So I'll talk about this a little bit more when I'm cooking the syrup. So I'm just gonna pour that in there, take my whisk, and I just wanna get all of that sugar dissolved. And it gets kind of pasty in here. I got it stirred up. Now I'm gonna add half a cup of water. This isn't low calorie by any stretch of the imagination. It's full of sugar and butter, but it's amazing. So I'm just going to use my whisk and stir it up until it's completely stirred up. And then we're going to let it boil. Which won't take very long. But for any recipe that needs buttermilk, I mean, who has buttermilk in their refrigerator besides my mom? No one. And you buy the whole half gallon and you use like a half a cup of it. So you can find this where like the powdered milk is, and sweetened condensed milk and evaporated milk. They'll have these containers. It's just a powder. It's got a recipe on you know, like how many tablespoons of this per water to make buttermilk. You just throw it in the refrigerator. It lasts forever. It's only about, I think about $4. So wonderful. It's just starting to boil here. I'm gonna crank the heat up because I'm impatient. I'm gonna let that boil for 1 minute. And then as soon as the 1 minute is up, I'm going to use half a teaspoon of vanilla and then a half a teaspoon of baking soda. The thing to watch is it's going to foam. So you always want to make sure, sometimes if I think don't have a big enough pan, I will do it in the sink because I've had it overflow. So then you've got burnt sugar all over in your stove top. But I brought a pan so I can hold it over so you can see what it'll do. We still have about 15 seconds left. And this is my favorite little baby saucepan that was my mom's before it was mine. She's still alive, but it's my favorite one, and it's been through a lot. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the fire. I've already spilled over, and that's just, I'm a notoriously messy cook, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pour it in here because I can tell already I'm gonna have issues. And then I'm gonna put in my half a teaspoon of baking soda. whisk that up, and then it just foams. But I promise this will be the best syrup that your family has ever had. So, and then a lot of times I'll just pour it in a, ta-da, and that's it. Thanks, guys.